Good morning, students. Now let us start with the topic image. You all are familiar with this term image. So what is this image? When we stand in front of a looking mirror, we see our face. The picture of our face in the mirror is known as the image of our face. So images are of two types, real image and virtual image. Then what is the difference between the two? When a beam of light from an object actually meets at a point after reflection, then the image of the object formed at that point is known as real image. Whereas virtual image virtual image is formed when a beam of light from an object does not meet at a point but appears to diverge from it after reflection, then the image of the object at that point is known as virtual image. Second difference is that real image can be obtained on a screen, whereas virtual image cannot be obtained on a screen. Real image is always formed in front of a mirror. Remember this, real image is always formed in front of a mirror, whereas virtual image is formed behind the mirror. Real image is always inverted. Inverted means upside down. And virtual image is always erect, that is upright. So these are the four differences between real image and virtual image. Now types of mirrors. Basically there are two types of mirrors, plane mirror and spherical mirrors. You have learnt about plane mirrors in the previous class. So what is a plane mirror? A mirror whose reflecting surface is plane is called a plane mirror, and a spherical mirror is that mirror whose reflecting surface is curved or spherical. Now what are the properties of the image formed by a plane mirror? You all have learnt in class 8 also. So let us just recall it. The properties of the image formed by a plane mirror are: number 1, image formed by a plane mirror is always virtual and erect. Number 2, the size of the image is equal to that of the object. Number 3, the image formed is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. And number 4, the image is laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means sideway inversion. So left side appears right and right side appears left. So these are the four properties of the image formed by a plane mirror. Now when we talk in this class, we will be learning about spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors are mainly of two types, concave mirror and convex mirror. The spherical mirror, in the spherical mirror, the reflecting surface of a spherical mirrors are considered to form a part of the surface of a sphere. Means the spherical mirrors, the concave mirror and convex mirrors are considered as a part of the sphere. So let us understand what is a concave mirror. Suppose this is a concave mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards. So this is the polished side or the back side of the mirror. This is the polished side or back side of the mirror, and this is the reflecting part. This is the reflecting part of the spherical mirror, and this spherical mirror is a part of the hollow sphere. This mirror is the part of the hollow sphere, and the part which is taken in this way, whose reflecting surface is curved inwards, this is the reflecting surface. This is called concave mirror. Now convex mirror, just opposite, a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outwards. So what do we find? That here the reflecting part, the part on which the incident light reflects or is incident, is bulged outwards. So this is the reflecting part, and this is also a part of the hollow sphere. So this is a convex mirror. Now we will be learning about important terms which we will be using in this chapter related to spherical mirrors. So this is a concave mirror which we have taken, and this is a convex mirror whose reflecting part is curved inwards, it is concave, and reflecting part is curved outwards, that is convex. Now first part which is there is the pole. Now what is pole? Pole is the center of this is the center of the reflecting surface. So this is the reflecting surface of the concave mirror, and this is the reflecting surface of the convex mirror. So the center of this mirror is called the pole of the spherical mirror. It is denoted by P, and it lies on the surface of the mirror. Just see, it lies on the surface of the concave mirror as well as the convex mirror. Next part is center of curvature, which is denoted by capital C. So what is center of curvature? This is center of curvature. Means what? It is the center of this sphere. It is the center of this sphere. It is not the center of this reflecting part. It is not the center of this mirror. It is the center of the sphere of which the mirror forms a part. Is called the center of curvature. And the center of curvature is not a part of the spherical mirror. Remember this, students, that center of curvature is not a part of the spherical mirror. It lies in front of the concave mirror and behind the convex mirror, because the reflecting part of convex mirror is here. So behind it, this is the back part of the convex mirror. So center of curvature lies behind the convex mirror. Now what is the radius of curvature? The radius of curvature, radius of any circle, you know, that is the distance between the pole and the center. That is called that is a point on the circumference and the center. So here it is the pole and the center of curvature. So this is the distance between center of curvature and pole of the mirror is known as the radius of curvature. It is denoted by R. So here PC is the radius of curvature. This PC is the radius of curvature. Now another term which we will learn is principal axis. Now let us take an imaginary line which passes through the pole and the center of curvature of a spherical mirror and extended on either side. This is called the principal axis. And this principal axis is perpendicular or normal to the pole of the mirror. This principal axis is perpendicular to the pole of the mirror. Okay. Next is principal focus. So what is principal focus? To understand principal focus, let us take these two mirrors again, concave mirror and convex mirror. In concave mirror, I have taken an object which is at infinity. So what is principal focus? A point on the principal axis of a spherical mirror where the rays of light parallel to the principal axis. So this is parallel to the principal axis. Meet, here it is meeting, or appear to meet after reflection from the spherical mirror is called principal focus. So this is the principal focus where the rays of light after reflection is actually meeting, and here it is not actually meeting but it is appearing to meet because it is behind the mirror. So this is known as principal focus. It is denoted by capital F. Now what is the Now you will see here that this is this we have denoted, the reflecting part is denoted as M and N. So the diameter of the reflecting surface, this part, the diameter of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is called its aperture. So Mn is the aperture of these mirrors. Now what is the relationship between the radius of curvature and focal length? Before that, let us understand what is focal length. Focal length is the distance between the principal focus and pole of the mirror. So this if I put it here P, the distance between P and F is called the focal length. And you will find that this, what is the relationship between F and R and F, small f, that is focal length, that is R is equal to twice F, because F lies, principal focus lies exactly in between pole and center of curvature. So radius of curvature is equal to twice focal length. So students, for today this only, and go through all the terms which I have taught you today thoroughly from the notes given and also from the book, because from the next class we will be doing the ray diagrams in which all these terms will be used very frequently. So go through these terms, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Thank you.